Everything on this island just connected, and the answer has been hiding in a 700-year-old map, 3 medieval churches in France, and a geometric axis stretching 4,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean, pointing directly at Oak Island. Welcome back. Season 13 episode 19 of The Curse of Oak Island is titled Axis of Medieval, and that title is not just a name, it is a revelation, because in episode 18, researcher Charlotte Whiteley walked into the war room and showed the team something that stopped everyone cold. 3 medieval churches in the Talmont region of France, all dedicated to Saint Radegund, all bearing a 4-dot cross symbol that matches a carving found on the host stone discovered on Oak Island in 1921, are aligned along a precise geometric axis running at 292:1 to 292.4 degrees. And when that axis is extended across the Atlantic Ocean, it does not land in the open water. It does not land somewhere vague. It points directly at Oak Island. That is not a coincidence. That is a blueprint. And today we are breaking down exactly how Lot 8, the Money Pit, and a Templar geometric axis stretching across an ocean all connect to answer the question this island has been refusing to answer for 231 years. Let's start with the axis itself, because it is the most extraordinary piece of research this investigation has ever produced. The Zeno map is a controversial 14th century document associated by multiple researchers with the Knights Templar that appears to depict a navigational record of the North Atlantic, including landmasses that European cartography did not formally acknowledge until much later. Researcher Charlotte Whiteley's work cross-referenced the Zeno map with the 3 Saint Radegund churches in Talmont, France. All 3 churches bear the 4-dot cross, a Templar symbol. All 3 are aligned at the same precise compass bearing, and that bearing, extended across 4,000 miles of open Atlantic, terminates at Oak Island, Nova Scotia. Then the connection to the island itself. The host stone, discovered on Oak Island in 1921, its markings long debated, bears a carving of that same 4-dot cross, the same symbol, on the same axis. The churches in France encode the destination. The stone on Oak Island confirms the arrival. It is a system, a transatlantic navigational system encoded in sacred architecture and stone carvings by an organization that had both the motivation and the capability to build it. The Knights Templar. This is what episode 19 means by axis of medieval. The axis is real. It is measurable. It has been sitting in the geometric relationship between 3 French churches and 1 island off the coast of Nova Scotia for 700 years. And now the team knows exactly what it is pointing at. Now let's bring in what is happening on the ground, because the axis in the research room and the discoveries in the field are converging on the same answer. On Lot 8, archaeologist Fiona Steele continues excavating beneath the site of the 40,000-pound boulder removed in episode 16. The man-made feature exposed in episode 18. The deliberately constructed stonework, the flagstone floor, the stacked rock formation with no parallel anywhere else in Nova Scotia, is now fully accessible for the first time in centuries. And episode 19 continues that excavation. The Karma 1 caisson has been driven to 212 feet, the deepest documented excavation in Oak Island history, targeting the solution channel in the Money Pit area. The same solution channel where water testing has confirmed elevated concentrations of silver and precious metals. The same zone where a drill rod fragment recovered from 174 to 178 feet was matched to the 1849 Trudeau Company operation, confirming that what was encountered at that depth in 1849 is still there. Blue clay has now appeared in both locations, found deep in the Money Pit in the 1800s, confirmed at Lot 5 and Nolan's Cross this season, now appearing in the soil beneath the Lot 8 boulder feature. Blue clay is not a decorative material, it is a waterproofing agent, the pre-industrial equivalent of a hermetic seal, used to protect underground chambers from water infiltration. The same material, the same purpose, the same engineering philosophy, multiple sites across the same island, one construction program. This is what the episode title is declaring. Lot 8 and the Money Pit are not separate investigations. They are 2 points on the same axis, 2 nodes in the same design. The medieval axis runs through both of them, and whatever is at the intersection of that axis, buried beneath centuries of soil, sealed behind blue clay, protected by 40,000 pounds of stone and 200 feet of flooded shaft, is what the Templars sailed across an ocean to hide. Let's go deeper into the Templar connection, because episode 19's research does not stand alone. It is the latest addition to a chain that season 13 has been building all year. The Leeds bag seal found in the Lot 8 deposit zone, a 700-year-old Leeds seal from the wool merchants of Yorkshire in England, dates to the 1300s, the exact era of the Templar dissolution. The fire-setting chemistry confirmed by Dr. Ian Spooner beneath the Lot 8 boulder. Lead concentrations 11 times the island base baseline, migrating through ash and coal layers, matches the underground construction technique used by Templar-era engineers to build sealed vaults across Europe. The geometric survey stakes found in the swamp this season, aligned with Nolan's Cross, the massive boulder formation that archaeoastronomer Professor Adriano Gaspone dated to approximately 1200 AD and attributed to the Knights Templar. The lead Templar cross Gary Drayton found at Smith's Cove, examined by Templar expert Jerry Glover, and connected to 13th century Templar graffiti found in a French prison where Templars were held after the dissolution. And now Charland Whiteley's Axis research, 3 French churches, a 700-year-old map, a 4-dot cross on an Oak Island stone, and a geometric bearing that crosses the Atlantic without air. Every link in that chain is pointing the same direction. And episode 19 is the episode where the chain becomes a rope, strong enough to pull the answer out of the ground. Now let's talk about why the connection between Lot 8 and the Money Pit matters so profoundly for where this investigation goes from here. Because understanding that they are connected changes everything about how you approach both. If Lot 8 and the Money Pit are nodes on the same axis, part of the same construction plan laid out by the same organization along the same geometric bearing, then the Money Pit was never the destination. It was the defense perimeter, the flood tunnels, the collapsed shafts, the impenetrable engineering that has defeated every excavation attempt for 231 years. That was not built to protect the treasure. It was built to exhaust anyone looking for it, while the real chamber sat quietly on the other end of the axis, dry, sealed with blue clay, covered with a 40,000-pound boulder, on Lot 8. But the Money Pit's solution channel is still showing silver, still showing precious metals, which means the axis connects 2 real things, not one real thing and one decoy. The Templars may have built a system with multiple chambers, multiple levels of protection, and multiple points of access, all organized along the same geometric axis they encoded into the architecture of 3 French churches 700 years ago. But 2 sites, 1 axis, 1 organization. And Season 13, Episode 19 is the episode where the team holds all of those pieces in their hands at the same time for the first time. For Rick and Marty Lagina, this moment carries a weight that is difficult to overstate. Rick has been on this island for over a decade. Marty has built a career on demanding physical, reproducible evidence before drawing conclusions. And what Season 13 has delivered to both of them is exactly that. Not folklore, not legend. A geometric axis measurable to a fraction of a degree. A soil chemistry signature 11 times the island baseline. Blue clay appearing at every site that matters. Medieval artifacts from an era before this island officially existed in any European record. And an episode title, Axis of Medieval, that names the answer directly. Episode 19, Axis of Medieval, is the episode that frames everything Season 13 has built into a picture that cannot be unseen. Subscribe and hit the bell so you are here the moment the full breakdown drops. And tell me in the comments, 3 medieval churches in France, a 700-year-old map, and a geometric axis pointing directly at Oak Island. Does that settle it for you? Is this the Templar connection that changes the whole investigation? Lot 8 and the Money Pit are connected. The axis of medieval is the answer. And after 231 years, Oak Island is finally showing us the blueprint.